My name is Jeremy Gold, and it's been my privilege to be the halftime voice of the Farmington High School marching band. And the alumni band asked me to say a few words, but I wrote my own. Welcome to Farmington High School, and more importantly, to the FHS Auditorium. For nearly 30 years, the House of the Art of Maestro Michael Steele. He would be the first to say that this evening, like every performance, is a night for students. The students he cares the most for, inspires, has inspired for so long. The sheer amount of alumni here tonight are a testament to the passion for educating, for helping learners grow and sharing music that Mr. Steele embodies. It has been my privilege to be his colleague, to announce his halftime shows, to share decades of students, and he even listens to me wax poetically about jazz. He literally this year did something pretty amazing for me. He had part of his band come into my room this year, play a fanfare that he wrote on the spot, read a touching speech, and present, well, you can't see it, but a band coat to me. I didn't cry. It is one of the greatest and most touching moments of my career, and he just did it because he's him. This building, this room, that field outside will forever be remembered for the beauty, the power, the warmth of the music and brilliant shows of his bands. But his true legacy are the legion of students inspired by his teaching, his care for them as musicians, performers, but most importantly to him, as people. The concert will begin with a piece of music written for this occasion by one such student. We'll let Ian introduce it himself.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ian Lester, and I'm an alumni of Farmington High School, class of 2012. I spent all 4 years of high school in the concert bands and the Falcon Marching Band with Mike as my director. I now hold a bachelor's degree, 2 master's degrees, and a doctorate degree, all in music. And I owe so much of my love for music to Mike's teaching and his fun, outgoing, and caring personality. Through Blue and White Skies is the piece that I wrote that you're about to hear. It's going to be the world premiere, and it's a celebration of Mike and his amazing career. Each of the 3 sections of this piece represent key things that I took away from my time with Mike at Farmington High School. The first section represents the pride that I felt being part of that Falcon Marching Band. It taught me how to have a great work ethic, and it taught me how to have self-discipline. The second section is more lyrical, and that represents the kindness and compassion that Mike always showed and continues to show to everyone around him. Finally, the last section is funky and upbeat. This represents Mike's fun and electric personality, which I try to live up to this day in my teaching. Congratulations on your retirement, Mike, and I hope you and everyone in attendance enjoys the world premiere of Through Blue and White Skies.
Now, under the direction of 2008 graduate and drum major of the Falcon Marching Band, Ryan Grainer, we present to you Ian Lester's Through Blue and White Skies. It's a great night to be a Falcon.
Thank you so much for being here, and I don't know that I have great words other than thank you to Ian. Ian is a fantastic musician. He's come back many times to give back to our students, and I'm so flattered and honored that he wrote that piece for tonight, and I'm so grateful for the alumni for being here. I don't want to lose track. And Mr. Gold, thank you. Mr. Gold is a true friend and a model teacher in our school, and our band is fortunate to have him as a voice and a friend, and that's a very special relationship. I want to make certain that don't want to lose sight. We're here tonight to celebrate a year of music making, a year of growth in our program. We're going to celebrate some individuals and recognize some individual and group successes. We're going to celebrate our seniors on their way out. And we're going to try and keep everything moving as fast as we can so we do not have to serve breakfast at the end. And we're going to begin with the concert band. Please welcome them to the stage. this group has matured so much over the course of the year, and I hope you're gonna hear that tonight. We're beginning with a piece by Jim Swearingen, the noted composer from Ohio. He was the staff arranger for the OSU band for many, many years. He writes great music for high school bands, and it's going to feature a number of soloists, and it's in overture form, so we're going to kind of go fast, slow, fast. This is Majestia. Our next piece is conducted by James Brook. And James is a senior. He is a leader in our bands. He is a busy musician, playing in multiple groups. James is aspiring to go into the field of music education, where I think he's going to be an excellent addition to our profession. And so to kind of like help him along the way, we started talking last semester about conducting and leading our piece, leading a piece with our group. And so the piece we chose is 3 Years from Gloucester by Hugh Stewart. It's a wonderful piece of the repertoire for 9th grade. Did I pronounce it wrong today? Gloucester. My wife is British, she knows. And so we're going to invite James out, and he's going to take us through 3 airs from Gloucester. Please welcome James Brook to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. So, as you just heard, I am James Brook. If you've been here for a few years, you know me as our lead trumpet player. If you've known me even longer, you know me as Abby's younger brother. I am starting my degree in music education in the fall at Michigan State University. And yes, go green. So Mr. Steele has allowed me to do so many things around here to prepare, just as a testament to how great he is at a pedagogue. Nowhere in his job description does it say he has to teach me all the horns up here and teach me how to conduct and lead a band and keep these kids in check, but he did it all on his own. So just a quick thanks to him before we begin. And thank you again to my concert band I have up here today for allowing me to teach you and allowing me to perform with you all year. With that, we can begin.
Everything James does, your number one job is
Thank you very much.
I want you to know that James did about 90% of the preparation for that piece, all the rehearsal. We had a lot of really great conversations about what to do when you're on the podium, how to be when you're on the podium, and he's responded so well. James is, you'll see he's got a flute now. He's playing a secondary instrument here that's going to aid him as he goes off in his studies. And I mentioned as well, we also have Sam Rometti, Sam Rometti. She's a fabulous string bass player. You're going to see her in the jazz band in just a little bit. She's also pursuing music education at Grand Valley. Next year, and has chosen also to play flute in our band. So let's acknowledge our seniors and their secondary instrument contribution to our band. Thank you very much. It was all good once we got her to stop trying to bow the thing. We're going to stick with the British Isles here. This is a wonderful teaching piece, a favorite of mine. This is Highland Legend. Silly me. We have some important people to recognize. A number of the awards tonight are selected by myself, are selected in conversation with Mr. Trains, and a number of them are particularly powerful because they're selected by the students, they're selected by the ensemble, and that means their peers recognize their contribution to the group and the work and the growth that's happening in their musicianship. This young man quietly gets it done. And maybe not so quietly as everybody has taken notice. He's a wonderful, thoughtful young man. We're grateful to have him as part of our ensemble. Our most improved musician for the 24-25 concert band is Norman Clark. Our next musician is is so excited about music and what he can do with it. He plays multiple instruments that you're going to recognize. You see it happen this evening. He's a wonderful musical leader in our ensemble. He's a very attentive member, which I appreciate very, very much. There's not a second I don't feel like he's not with me in rehearsal. We're pleased to announce that our most valuable musician for the 24-25 concert band is Aiden Kobilars. While we are transitioning, I want to let you know about a couple things we have coming up. We actually have 2 more performances remaining. The first is playing. Can you put the house at like? Yeah, while we're moving, thank you. Senior Reflections in June. That's going to be just Symphony Band and the concert winds. So concert band will not be performing with that, but that's a night where we honor the entire senior class and all the accolades that they've collected over their years as they move on to college and university and work and military and all those things next year. And then our final performance will be at graduation. And I've set out a timetable for that, so you have some expectation for that. That'll be the last time the students need their uniforms, the last time they'll need their instruments, and that will be their final performance for the year. Let's have another hand for concert band and welcome Concert Winds to the stage. I am so proud of this group. When we decided this was the right year for us to move back to 3 bands, I knew it was the right decision when I saw the roster. These guys are all wonderful musicians. I enjoy rehearsal with them a terrific amount. And we've been on a quest to show that small bands can make great music too. And so if you haven't been a believer yet, we're going to make you a believer tonight. We're going to start with a beautiful, energetic Carl King march. It's a two-step. If you think of it kind of like a fancy walk, this is the Walking Frog. I enjoy that one a lot. The next song is I think it's one of the more beautiful tunes in our library, and it is As Summer Was Just Beginning, and it is composed in memory of James Dean. How many of you guys know who James Dean it was? We had to explain a little bit. Marilyn Monroe, Humphrey Bogart, James Dean. Yes, we had to talk a little about the birth of the American teenager. Yeah, I think all of his movies were released. He only did 3 movies, and they were all released after his passing. He died in an auto accident, like 24. And for like 3 years after his death, Warner Brothers, his studio, he was the person who continued to get the most fan mail. So he was a terrifically impactful person. So this is a beautiful, beautiful tune, a remembrance tune. This is As Summer Was Just Beginning. Pretty kitty. Our most improved musician for concert wins is very thoughtful young woman. Again, a very quiet worker, but somebody who dutifully gets it done. She has a quiet but bright personality that I enjoy. She's a wonderful person. We're glad to have her in our group. Our most improved musician for 24-25 concert wins is Ayana Hood. Our most valuable musician is also a very thoughtful musician. I think she has a particular gift on one of these instruments. She's a great personality. I've never seen her with less than a wonderful disposition. She's a great leader of her peers. She's a delight to have in class. Our most valuable musician is Alyssa Temple. Our last tune here is a medley, and it happens to be very timely. Hope we can get your feet moving. This is music from Wicked. Okay. Create a character, watch in. Whenever you see words, whenever you see double bars, whenever you see key change, look in. Okay? Good? Good? I neglected to mention Malachi Lowen, who is our principal tubist in symphony band, joined us this semester on baritone. He's doing an outstanding job. We're very happy with him. And if you give us just a moment, we're gonna change our attention down to the jazz ensemble here. All right. How about another hand for concert wins? And let's welcome the jazz band. We started out the year, if you remember, with kind of a double big band. And I had said that any student that kind of wanted to play and express that and met a certain standard, we were going to have them. So we had kind of a double big band, and our intention was always to go to the beginning of March, which is spring sports, because our students are terrifically involved. I said, hey, who wants to keep this going? And the group in front of you wants to keep it going. So we have two tunes for you tonight, both from the classic jazz catalog. The first is Little Sunflower by Freddie Hubbard. It's a great tune for young and budding improvisers, is the word I'm looking for. This is Freddie Hubbard's Little Sunflower. Aiden on trumpet, and Alec on trombone. When I played in my high school's jazz band in 9th grade, this is the tune that hooked me. I just thought the bass line at the beginning of this was just so addictive. This is a classic from the Count Basie repertoire. This is Jumpin' at the Woodside. That's Dayton on tenor, and Jordan on trumpet, Alec on trombone, Emily on piano, Sam Rometti on bass. I'd like to ask Sarah Bedola to the stage. Somebody get it going. Nice job. Sarah is a very important part of our very high-functioning parent group, the Music Patrons, of which we have a meeting coming up. You are invited to join us on, correct me, is it May 15th? Next Thursday, 7? Yeah, and we'll be voting on new board members. And if you like what we're doing here at Farmington High in our band program, our music program in general, and you would like to be part of a really important and like I said, high-functioning parent group, then think about coming out. Even if you don't want to hold a leadership role, there's a lot of ways that you can contribute. It takes a lot of people to make our program go. And this parent group has been particularly fantastic to work with. So that being said, Sarah Bedola.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to steal just 2 minutes of the spotlight tonight to honor 2 people who are leaving us this year as well. I would like to ask Monica Cardenas and Deb Stanek to come on down. Monica Cardenas is our president of Music Patrons, and Deb Stanek is our vice president of Music Patrons, and they have dedicated, 8+ years of their time. It feels like 30. That's like a marathon in volunteer years, people. 8+ is what I'm going to say of time that they have dedicated to this program. So come on over here, friends. We were in the bathroom. Sorry. Timing is everything. All right. I promise to make it fast. On behalf of everybody here, right? Directors, music patrons, people, parents, students, your tireless dedication over these past years have been nothing short of extraordinary. You have shown up for every committee, every event, every program, always ready to lend a hand, offer support, ensure every detail was cared for. You never lost sight of what matters most, which is our students. You have been considerate of every child's need, and your constant focus on equity, opportunity has created an environment where all of our young musicians can thrive and be a part of a positive experience. Whether it's calling on parent volunteers, collaborating with administrators, or reaching into the community to find new resources, you have been the driving force behind so much of our program success. You have listened to every voice, parents, teachers, administrators, always searching for thoughtful solutions. You've paved the way so that our teachers can do what they do best, which is teach, by making sure that they have what they need to support their students. You've advocated fiercely for every ensemble, every group, every corner of our program, ensuring that no one is left behind. And perhaps most importantly, you've made sure that the hard work of our students and our teachers is seen, celebrated, and valued. From all of us here, thank you. Your leadership, your compassion, and your unwavering commitment have left a lasting mark on this program, and we are truly grateful for your many years of service. I got to it first.
Hum that brasses. Low folks, bass voices. Tenor voices. How about one more hand for jazz band, and let's welcome symphony band to the stage. I like putting dates in the program so you realize kind of what we're drawing on. It's important to us to do honor to our band heritage, but it's also important for us to play new music or the art form dies. Brian Balmage is a very performed contemporary composer. This piece written in 2013 is exactly what it sounds like. This is groove music. You've already seen James conduct tonight. We have a tradition of featuring student soloists, and this year James is going to do the first move of the very well-known, very famous Hummel Trumpet Concerto. We're going to give him a second to, are you warmed up, tuned up? You need a second to tune? Or are you good? Malachi, would you play an E flat? You'll notice that James is on a different instrument. It is a trumpet, but it's in a different key. This is a D E flat trumpet, and so let's welcome James doing the first move of the Hummel Trumpet Concerto. Okay, work to help the pulse all the time. Length is the enemy. In this moment, we'd like to recognize the seniors in our program, the class of 2025. This group of outstanding young men and women have contributed to our program in fantastic ways, in the way we've grown in the last number of years, and the literature that we're able to accomplish. They're all fantastic young men and women in their own right. If they'll please join me on stage, if you'll save your applause to the end. Come on up here and we'll just kind of line up this way. Emily Bastian, Peter Brandel, both from our flute section. James Brook, this time from our trumpet section. Mahari Brooks and Maudie Brooks from our flute section. Siriano Consolino from our percussion. Cassidy Douglas from our percussion. Corbin Hedrick from our trumpet section. Mason Keberly from our percussion section. Malachi Leowen from our below brass section, tuba. Juliana Matthews, our clarinet. Brooke Perry, clarinet. Samantha Rometti, flute and double bass. And not here tonight, but we're going to speak her name and acknowledge her, Madeline Sipitkowski. Can we all show our gratitude for the class of 2025? I did that wrong. I'm supposed to be passing out varsity letters now. If these students would please stand, and they've earned their varsity letter in band by being in our top performing ensemble for 2 years. And those students are, again, Emily Bastien, Adrian Black, please stand, Peter Brandel, James Brook, Mahari Brooks, Maudie Brooks, Calvin Brunk, Dontel Coakley II, Siriano Consolino coming out percussion, Carson Drake, Alec Gerbach, Corbin Hedrick, Mason Keberly, Malachi Leowen, Kennedy Mallet, Juliana Matthews, Emily McCauley, Brooke Perry, Shivani Salwi, Maddie Sipitkowski, and Alex Zerbonia. I will have your chevrons for you in class. Okay. Go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. Each year, we are allowed to present an award from our professional organization, MSBOA. It is the Scholar Instrumentalist Award. This person must have participated in at least one festival event, and this goes to the person with the highest grade point. He is doing some way cool stuff. I'm excited to see what he comes up with. I'm sort of aware peripherally of all the awards this guy is getting for his creativity. Our MSBOA Scholar Instrumentalist Award goes to Peter Brandel. I want to acknowledge this year at Solo Ensemble Festival, State Solo Ensemble Festival, we had, when you perform, if your judge thinks that you are particularly outstanding, they nominate you for a statewide competition. And while this group entered, they were among the most elite groups in the state of Michigan. There were only 60 groups in the entire state that qualified. They were one of them. In the end, they picked only 4, so they know they were in good company. I'd like to acknowledge our clarinet septet for their nomination as select chamber ensemble in the state of Michigan. So clarinets, would you guys come on up here? So MSBOA Outstanding Chamber Ensemble, this award is to recognize that the Farmington High School Clarinet Septet was acknowledged as an outstanding chamber ensemble for their performance of Mozart's Overture from Cosi fan tutti. Their superior musicianship and collaboration placed them among the most elite high school ensembles in the state. Juliana Matthews, E-flat soprano clarinet, Calvin Brunk, B-flat soprano clarinet, Alex Karki, B-flat soprano clarinet, Brooke Perry, B-flat soprano clarinet, Kennedy Mallet, E-flat alto clarinet, and Elise Beaudry, E-flat contra alto clarinet. What am I doing? And David Miner, bass clarinet. Lloyd Smith was largely credited with starting the band program at Farmington High School. It existed as a club before, and I believe Lloyd was a math or science teacher, and he organized it into the program that we see here today. This award, which comes with a $250 scholarship, is started by his students in his honor. Lloyd Smith was the band director at Farmington High School from 1948 to 1956. This award was started by his students and is awarded in his memory. The award is given to that student who has demonstrated strong leadership, loyalty, and high musical standards to the service of Farmington High School band program. The 2025 award is hereby awarded to Danny Saldano. It wouldn't be a Mr. Steele program if there weren't a few errors in it. You probably noticed that, right? No, not at all. I regretfully omitted our next award here, and the honoree is present, so I've asked him to the stage. This is the Norm Logan Leadership Award, and Norm was band director at Farmington High School for 14 years, and we started this scholarship to acknowledge his intense commitment to student leadership. Norm, not only did I have the privilege of co-teaching with Norm for 4 years, but he was an avid proponent of giving students real responsibility and helping them to grow in that way. So this award is given in his honor. So I'm going to let Norm, I'll read to you, and then I'm going to let Norm present it. This is Norm, by the way. Welcome, Norm. The Norman A. Logan Leadership Award. Norman A. Logan was director of instrumental music at Farmington High School from 1990 to 2004. His passion for student leadership and musical excellence inspires this award. The recipient of this scholarship, again $250, has demonstrated exceptional musical leadership of their peers as a member of the Farmington High School band program. The 2025 award is hereby awarded to Calvin Brunk. Next are our Directors Award, and these are selected by me. And I don't, crazy, right? And I don't always know what the criteria are. Sometimes it's somebody who is just a great band member all the way on through, and our groups would have been different without them. Sometimes it's somebody who never necessarily had a title or a leadership position, but needs to be recognized. And so this fabulous collection of seniors made this very, very difficult. I'd like to honor two people this evening. If you want to bring those, there should be two. Actually, just one. We're bringing the one. I'll tell you why in a second. This student is a likable curmudgeon, a wonderful worker, admired by her peers, grateful to have her in our ensemble. She's a fabulous leader. This year's Director Award goes to Emily Bastian. The second Director's Award, she's not here this evening due to a conflict, but I want to speak her name, and this all right, well, we're going to see what happens. This young woman, it's been one of the best things about my job is that I get to spend 4 and 5 years with students. And I get to know them and watch them grow in a way that maybe many other teachers don't. And that part is particularly special, is going to be sorely missed in my life. This young woman has grown so much in her 4 years that I've known her. She is one of the most responsible people I know, one of the most thoughtful people I know. She is one of our most dependable musicians in a section where dependability is paramount. If she is here, that's great, and she'll come to the stage, but if not, let's make some noise for Madeline Sipikowski. Our final award is the John Philip Sousa Award.
Is this on? Okay. Yes? Okay. Tonight's awards are to recognize and celebrate the most talented students in our music program. We would be remiss if we didn't also recognize our revered band director, Mr. Steele. As some of you may recall, back in 2021, we encountered the pandemic. Mr. Steele was forced to learn how to manage marching band through a new set of barriers. We are thankful for his ability to be creative, inspire change, and keep the music playing. These qualities and more has led the FHS music patrons to establish the Michael Steele Pride and Perseverance Award. This is an annual recognition for our marching band in honor of our beloved educator whose unwavering dedication to the Farmington High School Marching Band has inspired generations. For over 2 decades, Mr. Steele demonstrated remarkable resilience, ensuring the band continued to thrive, even through challenges such as declining membership, the unprecedented circumstances of COVID-19 pandemic. His commitment to fostering musicality, inclusivity, and enjoyment within the program left a lasting impact on both students and parents alike. This award will celebrate a deserving student who embodies those same values during their journey as a marcher. Each recipient's name will be engraved on a plaque, which will proudly adorn the music suite, serving as a lasting testament to Mr. Steele's legacy and the spirit of perseverance and pride within our band community.
We would like to award this inaugural year's Michael Steele Marching Band Perseverance Award to the seniors of the class of 2025. They were a group that had to learn a new way of doing things in the summer of 2021 when the marching band really came back together for the first time. Not only were they starting out their high school career, but they were learning how to social distance on a field, how to play instruments in a safe way, and who were working through how to put on a show without all of the same support systems, like an away band camp and as much in-person collaboration. Much like Mr. Steele, who had to help the students and staff to find ways to keep making music during this time, this class found a way not only to push through the 2021 season, but also to become a thriving marching band that has continued to grow since then. They have shown a commitment to leadership, musicality, and fun that embody everything that Mr. Steele led marching band Mr. Steele Marching Band has always had. We'd like to present you with this nice award. Yeah. Very. Oh my gosh, it's shutting.
Oh. And included in here is Ian's composition Through Blue and White Skies.
We would like to invite all the marching band seniors to come up and stand on stage with Mr. Steele, being recognized as the first recipients of this award, which we hope will become a long new tradition here in the marching band. So all the marching band seniors, all marching band seniors.
This was our senior gift to you. One of them. Also, a Michael Steele Award. Let me grab my phone real quick. Okay. This was our senior gift to Mr. Steele, the Michael A. Steele Band Award.
We signed all of our names.
Yeah, go for it. So, when we were thinking of, this has become a tradition for the seniors to give Mr. Steele a gift. It's a well-deserved tradition. So when James and I we were brainstorming, and we were like, well, let's come up, you know what, let's get a gift, like, let's do an award. Let's start an award for Mr. Steele. And they were like, no, that's only if he's retiring. So here we are. So this award isn't for marching band students, so it's different, which I guess we can make it work. If you'll allow me to read the dedication real quick, it's on the certificate, but Mr. Steele was the FHS band director from, and I really hope I got this right, I didn't fact check it, 2000 to 2025. Is that right? Darn it, it's okay. We're gonna ignore that. He brought this program to new heights, encouraged the students to grow, and gave them a safe place to do so. He created opportunities, carried the FHS program through COVID-19, starting many beloved traditions, Yeah, and this award is presented to someone the students feel is kind, warm-hearted, uplifting, funny, considerate, and a strong foundation for the band. Voted on by the students. This could be a band director, the new one, or an old one. I don't know. A substitute teacher who, I don't know, a parent, a student, or like a section specialist, etc. So this could be anyone the band feels has done a lot for them. And so the class of 2025 feels like this person is Michael Steele. So. We didn't think that was special enough for Mr. Steele. So we also created this collage because you once said that you wouldn't retire until the board in your office was full, and this should just about do it. So now you can retire.
So much, seniors. I'm terrifically flattered and honored. I love this program. I love these students. I love it, what it is that we do. I love how it changes people. Band is magic, and I'm so glad that you guys are a part of our program. Thank you so much. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. We are the Instrumentalist Magazine, which is an industry publication for music educators, offers a nationwide award. Each high school is allowed to present one. This award is to represent the pinnacle of achievement in a high school band program. And it is voted on by students in 4 or 5 different areas: musicianship, dependability, attitude, basically just, this person can be great all the way around. Do we have any other Sousa Award winners in the audience? We got so many alumni here. Are there Sousa Awards? Stand up for your Sousa Award winner. How fantastic, right? So I'll read to you now. In recognition of outstanding achievement and interest in instrumental music, for singular merit in loyalty and cooperation, and for displaying those high qualities that conduct. And I read it now. And for displaying those high qualities of conduct that school instrumental music requires. The John Philip Sousa Band Award is hereby presented to James Brook. This is the oldest award we have in our department. We have a winner's ceremony. We're happy to add James's name. Gustav Holst was kind of a B-list composer. He was among his contemporaries, and When bands started to make its transition from military music and dance music, okay, so a band would roll into town, play a bunch of marches down in Riley Park, and you'd go dance and have a great time. And when bands started to make its pivot to academic music, music that was for its own sake, Holst was one of those that really bit into that. And if you were to ask band directors around the world to name their top 10 pieces, I have no doubt that his first suite in E flat would be on nearly every one of those lists. We're pleased to present it. It is in 3 movements. Please save your applause until the end. This is the first suite in E flat for military band. Go and play some notes. Now comes a little bit of the scary part. We don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to ask that all of our Farmington musicians and all of our alumni musicians make their way to the stage. We're going to condense as much as we can percussion. If we have unused percussion, let's push it to the sides. There are racks of stands in the left wing. You might be standing. If you need a seat, we'll work it out for you. But let's come on up here. Well done.
Hello. Okay, we are entering hour 6 of our band telethon. We're not leaving here until we can send Mr. Steele to the Caribbean. Just a couple of announcements. I think this was already said, but we do have an open meeting of our music patrons. Everybody in this room is a music patron. All of you are helping us to help these students up here. We do have an open meeting. We encourage you to come out and hear everything that we are doing. Shh. Oh, that worked. Oh, great. All right. There you go. We do have flowers from our flower sale being delivered on 5/16 at 5 p.m. in the student parking lot. If you're volunteering to help hand out those, please be here by 3 p.m. We also have our FHS garden flags on sale. You can see our music patrons website for more information. And we are starting, is this new? The music? We are starting a new Music Alumni Association. So this is for all of you. Everybody listen. Shh, again. FHS Music Alumni Association. We're forming this so that everybody can stay in touch and hear what everybody's doing. There's some QR codes that will be in the cafeteria that you can use to sign up.
Thank you. Did you notice there's something wrong with the screens?
There is something wrong with this.
I'm coming to you today from my bunker. They're talking about all sorts of things: thunderstorms, hail. Neighbors keep looking out of their windows. I've been in here for I don't know how many days. It's today, isn't it? Maybe it's still yesterday. Maybe it's tomorrow. But the outside world needs to know about intonation tendencies, and so do you. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to be here in the bunker, staying safe.
What are you doing in here?
Yeah, we're going to miss that.
All right, we'd like to do some thanking before we go tonight. It's been great to see everybody. Thank you for coming. We want to thank our music program. Sorry, it's been a long night. Our music program has benefited in numerous ways over the years through our parent volunteers. We would like to recognize you. If you have chaperoned any event, band camp, field trip, special events, present or past, please stand.
That includes the alumni parents.
Everyone, ever, in the whole history of band. If you are a photographer and you help to capture and share photos for anything during our program, please stand. If you helped in any way with tag days, if you were a driver or you donated food, you counted money, or you did anything, wrangled kids, anything, please stand. If you donated food or anything else to our program, please stand. Food, you know they can eat. If you drove kids or equipment anywhere, anytime. If you are a uniform volunteer for a band or marching band, please stand. We'd like to say a special thank you to Tina Morgan, our uniform manager. She does uniforms and for all music kids, band, yeah, band, orchestra, marching band, every kid that performs any music, she is outfitting them. We would like to, if you are an alumnus of the Music Patrons Board, please stand. If you were ever on our board. Woohoo! If you are a current Patrons Board member, Courtney Chang, our treasurer. Is she here? Okay. Ralph Cervonia, please stand. Oh, never mind. our marching band chair. Dale Shields, our transportation chair. Woo! Sarah Bedola, our uniform chair. She had to leave. Not here tonight is Andrea Brown, our orchestra chair, and Ashley Jaleel, our secretary. If you have ever directed a band or a marching band, please stand. If you are a spouse of someone who's ever directed a band or marching band, is she here? Yes! Lou, you have given us Mike for many long days and late nights. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who has volunteered. Thank you so much. We could not do this without you, everybody to help this program. Thank you so much.
Really quick. Yes, thank you for everybody in this program, students, alumni, parents. We really could not do this without you. So thank you for your unending support. I'll look forward to connecting with you through our Alumni Association. Really quick, I must thank you, Debbie. Thank you for the late night calls, the crazy concoctions, the never saying no, the, oh yes, we need to meet up for wine. So, off school premises, but.
I might have said, are you sure about this? Once or twice.
When Steele comes to us and says, we need how many masks for instruments and kids, and we're like, yes, we can do it. This is the person that I go to and complain feverishly to. So, thank you for being there. Thank you for having us.
Oh, and then Sarah.
We're now going to continue with hour 8 of our marathon, and I'm going to turn it back to Mr. Steele.
I do want to thank you for hanging with us. Yeah, but I hope you're. There is food, and if you walk away tonight and say, yeah, how about those kids, or you appreciated the moment that we needed to recognize some individual contributions, and we did a good job. We're going to end with two tunes here. One is just a thing of beauty that we can all do together. This is Frank Tikelli's beautiful arrangement of Amazing Grace. And we're going to end with, of course, our fight song. Do your best. Wow. It would be harder. You've heard me say time and time again, bankers are the best kids. It would be harder to assemble a better group of people.